So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Thursday Live. I am Denise Arminio, certified body code, emotion code practitioner and Genius biofeedback practitioner. And I have with me, as always, Claire McIntyre and Connie Minnis, all part of our team and working hard to answer all your questions. So today we will be working with the Genius, and also I'm going to spend a little bit of time at the end, a little early today, and talk about the Terahertz magic box. So hopefully you will all enjoy getting a little brief training about that. It has been really wonderful. I've enjoyed working with it, and we'll just tell you a little bit about that. And in the meantime, I see Linda here. Linda, how are you doing? Are you there?
Can you unmute, Linda?
Sorry, I got rid of you instead of hitting the mute.
I just wanted to see how you were doing.
Actually, I've been fighting strep throat for the last 8 days, so I have been better in the past. Thank you.
Okay, well, maybe there's a reason why we called you. Would you like to be a volunteer for today?
Oh, sure, if you want me.
Okay, great. So let me just share my screen here. And I can put in your info here. And I lost my, oh, there we go. And is there a space between?
No. INSTRY.
Did I get that? Okay, and your birth date?
July 21st, 48.
Okay, great. Okay, so everybody who's here, I think, has a pretty good idea on how to work with the Genius. But for those of you who may be watching this on a replay, in order to start a client session, you just add in their information here, and you will then hit continue with new analysis down on the bottom. And then this screen is really for the practitioner or the user's notes and reference on what you want to work with. I do recommend, if you're doing this as a practice, that you do take some notes, and if the client should say that they're working with any diagnoses, that you put them in here. That way you just have record, and that you know, just to say that, you know, you didn't diagnose them, but that they came in telling you about that diagnosis. But Linda, with you here right now, why don't you tell me what is going on a little bit so that we can write down some of the info in here?
Well, I always get a strange rash when I get strep throat, and I can't take drugs, so I just try to get through it myself.
Okay, and do you have any nausea or anything like that, or just pain in your throat to swallow?
Yeah, and my neck has been really sore, and I've had a fever. I don't think I have a fever today. I didn't check it, but I don't feel that where I'm so chilled.
Okay, and so on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being severe, how are you feeling?
I think I'm starting to turn the corner, so I'll say about 7, 8.
Okay. So whoops, 7 out of 10. And do you have any other pains or anything anywhere? Maybe not related to the strep throat, but just pains in general that you wanted to work with?
It's hard to breathe,
Okay, that would be important.
and my nose is really sore on the inside.
And so how would you rate your ability to breathe? Is that included in the 7 to 8, or is that a separate?
More like a 6.
Okay. And then I'm sorry, you said something else after that?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
your nose?
sores in my nose. I don't know if they're related to the strep or not. I kind of think they would be.
Okay. So is there anything that you wanted to add before I go to the next screen?
The swollen glands, I guess.
In your neck.
Yeah, yeah. I can at least touch my neck now, but I couldn't even touch it a few days ago.
Okay. So I'm going to hit done at the bottom here. Oh, I'm sorry. That was just something that shows up from my Mac. I'm going to click begin. And also, can you unmute yourself so I can just get a quick,
I think I am unmuted, aren't I?
I don't mean unmuted. Sorry, your video.
Oh, okay. There. Oh, there.
Oh, okay, let me just get this screenshot. Okay, and now I'll count you down. I'll say 3, 2, 1, begin, and then say your full name and repeat the vowels A, E, I, O, U until the 15-second counter here gets to 0. Okay?
Yeah.
So 3, 2, 1, begin.
Linda McKinstry, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E.
Perfect. Okay, great. And now I'm just going to hit voice harmonics down on the bottom. And that actually is the Genius translates your spoken word that we just recorded into a frequency, and it will work as like a homeopathic for you. So I'm just going to play that. Okay, and so now I can just click next. And continue. Okay, so now that we're here, I've already taken your picture, a screenshot of you, and I've loaded in my photos, so I can just click on here and hit existing photo. And there you are. And here is your picture, and that's okay with a little bit of only your last name showing there. Where it says move and scale, you don't really have the ability to move and scale. That's just showing there, but you do just click use at the top right corner. And now we have that in, and I can hit begin analysis. Okay, and now we can hit continue. And this is where it asks for an energetic affirmation. So you can always use any affirmation that you like. And I always will fill in this. And what happens is the Genius translates your written word, where whatever your affirmation is, and it translates it into a frequency, and that frequency is overlaid whenever you run any of the other analysis or scans from the main hold tray, the quick zap, or the quick balance. So I'm just going to quickly add. Linda, would you like me to add the affirmation I usually use, or is there one that you want to use?
Yeah, yours is fine. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. So I'm just using all energies are trans. muted into the frequency of your late. So it is. Okay, and then we can just hit OK. So now from here, anybody who just has the basic version or the trial version, you will see the 3 categories: body, biofield, and mind. If you've created libraries or purchased libraries, you will see a banner after that that says custom libraries. And right now I'm going to go click on these 3 navigation bars, which brings us to the back office so that we can add my libraries to you. So I'm just gonna go down into libraries. Uh-oh. And they're not showing.
Since the last update, when I used the top system overview,
Yeah,
when I try to go back, it freezes.
I had just worked with this and they were coming through, so I'm not really sure what's going on right now. We might just, you know what? It's all good. I'm just going to hit begin analysis. We have enough in entangled insights that we can work a little bit with that. You just won't have my libraries, and it's all good because I don't want to try to go back out. It'll just take some more time. So let's look at your aura and hit begin analysis there. Okay, so what I like to look for in the aura is bright, vibrant colors. When we see it like muted out or kind of looking a little bit dirty, that could be an indication of stagnant energy or interference of some kind. It could be negative energies. It could be geopathic interference. So there's a number of different libraries that you can run to help with that. So we will see what happens when we work with this a little bit more. But the blue is the color of your throat chakra. It's usually, I don't know, more of a little bit more royal blue, I think, for the throat chakra, but generally speaking, this color is clear in here, and then you have some purples and some green. So it's a decent looking aura. So let's just go back out now. And so I talk all the time about using for priming your body to prepare it for taking in frequencies. Since I don't have access to my libraries today, you get the benefit of seeing how I would do that without them. So I am just going to add in all these libraries from the biofield, and we can add them all by just dragging, whoops, and dropping the lines. And there are no items with the aura, but I will bring in that line. And then we can also add in all the minerals, all the vitamins, and the amino acids. And we can add in, I'm not going to add in all the brain EEG, but I will add in the theta. And let's add in the spinal energy. So we have a good amount in there. There's 164 items in there. So let's just go and run that. But before I do that, let me just speak quickly about what the numbers on the side mean. So the Genius uses a number system. So it has the range from 0 to 777. 0 to 100 is represented by the color blue. And those items are observed to be chronic energetic disturbances. It can also be referred to as under energy or stagnant energy. From there, we go to the range that's 101 to 450. That's represented by the color green. Then we go to 451 to 698, which is represented by the color yellow. And lastly, the last range is 689 to 777. That's represented by the color red. And the color red, these items are observed to be acute energetic disturbances. So they're happening now in the present, unlike the blue ones, which are chronic and you've had for a longer period of time. The red items can also be observed to be over energy. And in Chinese medicine, they may say it's could be like heat and inflammation. Often you will see us drag in items that are 600 and below, 600 and above and 200 and below, which will bring in some yellow and green items. And we do this because with the main hold tray, because the main hold tray, the Genius uses algorithms to look at the relationship between all the items. Often some of those yellow and green items may show up as a high priority to work on, and we don't want to overlook anything. So we brought in our search a little bit. And then on the left-hand side, you could see these arrows, and those are there just to indicate that you can go a level deeper by either clicking on the line itself or clicking on the arrow, and you can see what items are listed in that panel and their values. And these little magnifying glasses are there to give a little information. So with that said, now we can go to the main hold tray and run an analysis here. Okay, so let's just add all of these in and hit play for 1 minute for you, Linda. Margaret, yes, there will be, but I will do a little bit today on the Terahertz magic box. Okay, so you did great here, Linda. Your percent rectification was 52, so that's really great. We can rescan this, and then I'm just going to work with the highs for 1 minute. Linda, you're staying hydrated with water, right?
Yeah, just add some.
Okay, good.
I don't think I am hydrated because
If there are any days that anyone would like to see specific trainings for the terahertz healing, you can put those in and can see if we can work with that in our schedules. And great, again, you had 49% rectification, so that is awesome. I'm going to back out now. I'm going to empty this main hold tray, and I'm going to go into the system overview and hit begin analysis. Now, this is only based on the panels of the system overview because I don't have any libraries in here today, but we're still going to work with the top 50 and the bottom 50. And I am going to go back and do progressive insights. And we can work with all of them and for 1 minute again. Thanks, Margaret. Okay, so this percentage is a little bit lower. I am going to run this again for another minute. For you. Actually, I'm going to rescan it and just work with the highs. And now we'll just run this for 1 minute. So we're getting in some of your governing vessel. Fractals and nogies, pericardium 7, bladder 0.51, and then we have melanin and borage. So we've got a good mix of things in there. And after we do this, we will then go to look at some of the other libraries under body to help with your sore throat. Okay, so you had 46% rectification there, so that is also wonderful. I am also going to clear this main hold tray, and now we can go dive a little bit deeper into under the body and see what's going on here. So first, we can just look at today's stress. We have degeneration, acid infection. That's coming up. So, we're going to add that. We'll add the red and the blue. And then I also want to add the 600 and above here to get some of the lymphatics, cardiovascular, bacteria, immune. Let's add in virus and pathogens, inflammation. We're going to get a lot of this in here. Oh, I think I added the blue already. Okay. And let's add in all of digestion. I didn't go into all of it because I want to just work with seeing what's coming up here. So we have biofilm that came up. I'm still going to add, I'm going to add everything from this panel here. There were no reds, but just added all those yellows and greens. And let's see your body system. Circulatory, again, we're going to add respiratory for that cough. And now let's go to, well, let's see your organs, your lungs, bladder. Your glands.
Margaret has mentioned in the chat that PC7 is for chest congestion. So that's a good point that showed up.
Oh, great. Thanks, Margaret. So we can go back here. These glands in here. We covered some of these. I'm not going to cover these just yet, but let's go into pericardium, 0.7. So why don't we add in the reds? First point, and I always like to add the first point and the last point in a meridian just because you get some energy coming from both ends. So that's why I added those. And thank you for that reference there. So now I want to go and let's work on what I'm going to add also in here some of your emotions to work with. Let's add the reds and the blues for now. And so why don't we look under bacteria? And I'm going to have the genius look at everything. So I'm just going to hit check here. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we can add in a bunch of these. I just want to see how much red.
I'd say there's a few.
But we're going down in percentage. Wow.
I saw the strep one.
You did? Was it red?
Yeah.
Well, why don't I just add these reds in? Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with it. So bacterial infections comes up at the top. Streptococcus comes up in there. So we got a bunch of stuff. So let's just work with all of them for 1 minute, follow the same similar protocol, and then we'll rescan it. Oh, Barbara, I see that your the magic box is arriving tomorrow. So this is perfect timing for you to that we're going to go over it a little bit. So that's exciting. And 55% rectification, and that's great. And it's all kind of within 20, the range is within, like 20% of each other. So that's great. I'm going to rescan it. let's see, biofilm is headaches, influenza, lymph stuff. Let's see where that strep is showing up. If anybody sees it, stop me, because just want to make sure that we get the strep. I know it's in here. My eyes are going buggy. Am I going too fast for you guys to see it, or? Where is it? Oh,
There.
here's one. Oh shoot, what just happened?
There. Just. It's
Where
at
do you
the
see it?
little bit ahead.
Oh,
and
I
there's
see it.
one
I
in
see
the
it. I
middle too.
Yeah.
I see it. Okay.
There's one a little bit up too. There.
Go down, 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 I think.
Was it?
There.
I hit
No,
something.
stop, stop, stop. Below
Oh,
that.
got it. Thank you. Okay. So I'm gonna hit highs, and then we have and let's run this for 3 minutes for you. Are you feeling okay, Linda? Are you noticing are you feeling the frequencies at all?
I think my voice is
Let's wait. I'm sorry until it's done. I couldn't hear you very well. And awesome, 55% on that. How are you feeling, Linda?
I feel lighter somehow.
Well, that's good. Um, and how's your neck feeling?
I think it's better than it was. I'm still struggling with my breath, but my neck isn't as sore.
You actually, and people who are also watching, your voice doesn't, it still sounds a little weak, but I don't think it's like as weak or as shaky as it was. I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody else would agree. I don't know if
yeah,
you,
I've noticed that. I noticed it when
yeah, it seems like it's a little bit stronger.
yeah,
So let's,
sure looks like I have to get after Lyme again.
potentially, I think I'm just gonna go back to the main hold tray and rescan this again and run the highs for you. Run it for another minute. I'm just gonna run it. It takes so long to scan through this whole list of 400 items. I'm gonna trust the genius knows what it's doing here. Yeah, so both Barbara and Margaret agree that your voice does sound stronger too, so that's great news.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is it the Lyme that gets me first and then I'm in a weakened situation and then I get the strep? Or is it the strep that weakens me and then the Lyme shows up again?
Um, Not being a doctor, I can't answer that. If you could just give me a second to tune in, I'll try to muscle test, but that doesn't mean it's an exact science, but let me just see. I think it's more that if you have that underlying condition of Lyme, that it's like your immune system is always working harder. So your immune system is just weakened, and that's why you're getting the strep. But I mean, that's, not a medical, not a
Well,
doctor.
that was the feeling I had with this trip around, that it was, felt like a Lyme thing. And then about 2 days into it, then or 3, then the fever and the rash and the rest of it started. So that's why I wondered if it's that darn Lyme that's always getting me first.
Well, it could be. I mean, we don't really have enough time to look into that. I will tell you that I just curious. So wild oat is uncertainty over the direction in one's life. Find passionate renewal to pursue your dreams, releases back pain and stress over work. I don't know if that makes sense to you. And then just to read mustard, since those are showing up as high. Mustard is deep gloom for no reason. So again, I don't know if those resonate with you, but they did need to be
I think
harmonized.
me stewing over my granddaughter and cancer is up there.
So anyway, let's just go back and see what your aura looks like. And Okay, so we moved a lot of stuff around. I just want to go back because that looks like there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm just going to run the spiritual protection. I'm actually going to bring everything up top here. And I'm going to add in all the neurotransmitters. And let's just run that for, I'm going to put it on 0 and run it for a little bit. Okay, and so let's just look how it's shifted your aura. Hopefully it's a little bit better. Oh boy, that what a difference that made. Well, that looks so much better. Howie, I hope you feel as good as that looks.
Thank you.
Oh, that
Thanks
looks.
so much for this. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So now I'm actually going to stop sharing and I'm going to Linda, maybe you want to mute yourself, but I am going to show you now. Why isn't it? Guys, can you see me? What are you looking at? Are you looking at me?
No, I'm seeing the view.
What about now? Can you see me? I don't know why it's not.
I see you.
You do? I only see the little box
I
of me, so I
you in-
can't tell. But so I just wanted to spend the last few minutes here showing the iTerahertz magic quantum magic box because I've been loving it. I do have the classic one and I have been working with the gold one a little bit. This has been my favorite so far. It is a little bit noisy, so I do want to tell everybody that. It is small. I mean, if you look at it compared to my iPhone, you can see it's like very similar in size. It is like thicker, but it's not too heavy, so it's nice. The vent is at the bottom. It has a regular plug. One thing that is super cool about it is that this piece, it doesn't have like a crystal like the wands have, which is really kind of nice because I actually tripped on the cord for my wand and the crystal broke inside. So be careful about that. You can get a replacement crystal, but just so you know, it is delicate, but it is nice that this does not have the quartz in it. It does have the 5 quantum chips, which makes it really powerful, and it's more powerful. Those chips make it more powerful than the wands itself. But the thing that's really cool is if you put your finger in here, there's a sponge in here, and you could put and this back piece is rubber that has the sponge thing. And I put some essential oils in there the other night. I put some frankincense in there. Just when you get it in there, just be careful that you don't want it to get inside or anything. But that was like a great little find. So that was really cool. And the mirror is really neat because what I found is when you have it running, whether you have the red light or the blue light, the surface of like on the wands you see like a smaller dot, but because of the mirror you see a reflection, so that's a little bit bigger. but also there's titanium, iodine, and zinc that's in this. I don't know how they do it, but those all have healing benefits as well. I believe the titanium strengthens the bones. Um, Zinc is good for the immune, and I also think that iodine is good for the bones as well. I'm pretty sure. But that's pretty cool. I'm going to turn it on in a minute so you could hear it. I do want to tell you that I have a little cheat sheet here, if I could find it on my pictures. Hold on. In case anybody was wondering, what the red light is for. The red light is great for wrinkles. It increases collagen. It rejuvenates and brightens the skin. It corrects skin discoloration. The blue light, which is what the wands are using, eliminates acne causing bacteria, reduces acne, soothes irritated skins, and it even can be used to whiten teeth. But you do want to be careful if you're putting it in your mouth, because if you have any cavities or implants or anything, you don't want to be running these frequencies anywhere in your body where you might have implants or metal or anything that you weren't born with in your body. So just be careful with that. And when you're using the red light, if you run it on the coldest setting, on the cold air, the closer you can get it to your skin, the red light can penetrate deeper. And that's why when you see a lot of those masks that people wear, they're close to the skin, is because it goes deeper into your skin, the red light. So you get more of the red light benefit that it's closer. But I do not use the heat setting on it when you're doing that. You do get a benefit from the red light if it's further away, but it's more topical, the red light. So I just wanted to tell you about that, and I will just turn it on. So you'll see the bottom button down here is the power on off, and then the middle button just switches it from red light to blue light, and then the top one is the power. I mean, not the power, but the heating. So it's on right now. Pretty loud. You'll see it's red light, and now it's blue light. And then this button right now, that's red. So it's hot and hot. And then that's blue, which is medium. It's like the warm heat and medium fan. And then you could see it turns like blue, and that's high and cold. I hope you could hear all that while it was running.
In between.
But anyway, it's really been great. It is more powerful, so you don't have to run it as long. And I think even Margaret was saying that she does not have to use her 7.0 as long as on the 6.0 because it's stronger. This is even stronger than that. So just start off slow if you use it. I do have the link in there. I just sent in the link in there that I had in there. And Margaret saying the wands are great for hair loss. Oh yeah, because it doesn't have all the EMF. But also what's really great is it also gives out about 10,000 ions, I believe, when it's running. And that's great for grounding. And I believe the ions are also great for your hair as well. So that's, those are all great benefits. Again, I'm still floored by the essential oil thing there in the middle. I really love that. I don't know, it may, essential oils have a high whisking, so I would probably use maybe the oils on I maybe on low, because I'm thinking it'll evaporate faster if you have it on high, with the high heat. So you may just want to experiment with that. But anyway, does anybody have any questions? I'm happy to help answer some of those questions for you if you have them. They still have some in stock. I don't think many. So if anybody's interested, there still are a few left. And if not, then they'll just be getting more in at some point. Yes, so Donna's asking, this is new to me, a brief overview. I'm sorry if I didn't give enough detail. The Magic Box is using terahertz technology, which is really great. It helps bring the cells back to like their original healthy state. And also what I didn't mention is that you can wand your water or run it on your water. You should always use a glass container. And it's really any amount of water. If you run it for a minute, it will structure the water. And if anybody's not sure what structured water actually means, it's water is H2O, but structured water is more of they call it like H320 is technically what structured water is. And it is more alike what the water in our body is like. And so when you drink structured water, your body is better able to absorb the water and bring it into the cells easier. And I actually read yesterday that with structured water, you may not need as much water as you normally would need with unstructured water. So but with that said, when you're running frequencies, you do dehydrate easier. So stay hydrated. And, you just may want to, be mindful how you're feeling when you drink the water. I find a difference in how the water tastes. I don't know. Margaret, have you found a difference in how the water tastes? I think it tastes better after it's been structured. You can take your mic off if you want, if it's easier than typing. Oh, and Barbara's saying iodine for the thyroid. Great. I'm just trying to go through some of these. Yes, I have a case. I don't know who said that. I can't see, but oh, Margaret. Yes, I got the case. It is a flat iron case on Amazon. It's really inexpensive. It's about, I don't know, $11 or something like that, but it does help hold it better and the cord fits in above it. So that works great. I think, oh, they infuse the titanium and the iodine and the zinc in the glass somehow. Yeah. So, and I don't know, I don't really have a wall behind me, guys, but let me just see when I put it on. It's hard to see it, but you see the circle is much bigger on my hand, the area of which it covers, which is, so you're actually getting more surface area with the red and blue light than you do on the wand. And that's because it's reflecting off the mirror. So that is really nice as well. And Margaret says, yes, I do my herbal teas and it tastes better. And my peppermint tea was delicious. Well, that sounds awesome. So I don't know if anybody has any last questions. I will be giving more trainings on this. I just have to find a day that works into my schedule a little bit, but I will be going over on different applications on how you can use it and different protocols that they recommend when using the terahertz. But I just wanted to give a little introduction to the Magic Box. And again, I really love it and it works great in conjunction with the Genius. You can use, going into the meridians on the Genius to see which points you may want to highlight or run the terahertz over. So for example, I'm not still screen sharing, but for Linda, maybe PC7, she might want to wand that point to help with congestion for her chest, in addition to, running your palms and the bottoms of your feet. So, and with the magic box, it only really needs maybe like 30 seconds on each side because it is stronger. So anyway, I hope everybody has enjoyed that and has had a great week, and have a wonderful weekend. And we will see you back here next Thursday. Oh, and I have great news. I almost forgot. I have a special guest. Kimberly McGeorge will be joining me next Thursday to talk about the new aura and how to interpret it. We were all pretty used to the aura picture from Genius 1.0, and now we have a new version of it on the Genius 2.0. And Margaret, I know that you've been so anxious for so I did speak to Kimberly today, and we finalized that it would be next week. So I hope you guys are excited about that, as I am, and to be able to dive a little deeper in the interpretation of the new aura. So with that, have a great week. If you have any questions, you can email me at Denise@Inside Health Apps. And thank you everybody again for being here. It's always a pleasure working with you.
Thank you, Denise.
You're welcome. I hope you're feeling better, Linda.
Yes, thank you.
All right. You have a great week.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Cheers. Good